Um, and I'd like to point out that, again, I've been playing Pokemon since the beginning. I didn't own any Gen 1 games when they first came out. But I am in some ways a Gen 1er, but not one of those Gen 1ers. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, for the first time since the last time, it is that time, right about that time, for your favorite Pokemon challenge and mine. My name is Sebastian Todd III. You may call me ST3, and this is the Pokemon SoulSilver gift only randomizer Nuzlocke episode 10. And if you are enjoying your time in the series, your time on the channel, hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel, and of course, ring the bell if you'd like to be notified when episodes go up. They typically go up Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5 p.m. And I apologize for last Friday's episode that went up on Monday this week due to some technical difficulties. So, happy Wednesday. I hope you're having a good Wednesday. We will start with a good team recap here on our Wednesday. So, our team, of course, is Brodicon, our level 28 for Alligator with Moldbreaker, Surf, Ice Fang, Water Gun, and Bite. Denny P67, the level 25 Tyranitar with Quick Feet, Bite Strength, Rock Slide, and Screech. We have Danders, the level 24 Chat Tot with White Smoke, Peck, Growl, Chatter, Sing. Of course, if you're not yet in the Chat Tot fan club, you will be by the end of the series. Or you haven't watched the rest of the series to this point. So go back to episode 1, get your way here to Danders in episode 10 and tell me that you're not yet a member. We have Tallulah, our level 23 Giraffe Rig with Unaware and Thundershock, Stomp, Psybeam, and Extrasensory. We have Taz, the level 23 Jinx with White Smoke, Confusion, Ice Punch, Lovely Kiss, and Powder Snow. And we got Shucky in the previous episode with Rockhead, which will change when he evolves. But Powder Snow, Mud Slap, Endure, and Mud Bomb. So that is the team. We left off after picking up Shucky in the previous episode, episode 9, which did go up on Monday. So we will make our way through the lighthouse here so that we can get some experience and basically do the lighthouse and then maybe make our way over back to the Chuck's gym and try to get that done and just see how far we can get here in about 30 or so minutes. We are trying to get comp back up this week after falling behind over the weekend with, like I said, some tech difficulties and trying to recover some stuff, which we did, and just find some time. And yeah. So we are recording this on Tuesday. We have not recorded Friday's episode yet. Hopefully we can get that done on Thursday, maybe Wednesday when you're watching this. Maybe as this goes up, I'm recording the episode for Friday. But then a 3-day weekend coming for me because I ended up working this past weekend for commencement. So I get Monday off next week. So hopefully this weekend we can get ahead. Might even do a couple weeks worth just to get them done and in the can. Might just be easier that way. So we shall see. But we'll focus on today first. And then once we get through today, we'll worry about tomorrow. Well, Friday. Same idea. Same idea. So the goal. I will say this too. I've been talking with a good friend of mine, and I think we have a plan for throwing a couple ideas, but I think Series 4. Let's get through Series 3 first, but just saying. Some big things planned for what will likely be June. Some big things that we are talking about, so stay tuned for June. That's all I'm going to say about that. I will say this too. Drink your water. Recycle your bottles if you're drinking out of a disposable bottle, as I am today. Get your water in. We will not keep Chikorita in. Or we will not keep Ralligator in against. I know Chikorita is just, you know, first stage, but no point in risking anything. Say that just get poisoned, but that's okay. And we take down Chikorita pretty easily with Danders, the Chatot. We go back to Brodicon. And Brodicon, then EP67, Taz, Tallulah. Who am I missing on the team right at the moment? Anders. Just had in. All named after members on the channel, or not members, but subscribers. Folks who have left comments in the past. So if you'd like to be considered for a future Pokemon nickname, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment so I can see your name. I can't always see a name if you don't subscribe, mostly because um, if you're private, I can't see your name, and don't become unprivate just so we can see. But if you leave a comment, I can see the name, and we can get a nickname for you. So, not a ton of opportunities left in this series. I believe we only have 2 Pokemon left to go in this series, but the Dratini and the Tyrogue. So we will do the best we can to get some more Pokemon named after you all. Like I said, their plan today is basically just see how far in the lighthouse we can get. If we can maybe get over, it'd be great if we can get the gym done, but really need to keep this to 30 minutes just because we got other things on the schedule tonight. So, just for my own time wise, and of course, got to get this edited and uploading tonight too, which don't have to do right after, but if I can get at least half of that done, that would help tremendously. Get a ride tonight at 7 p.m. on the Peloton. It's 5:08, so just a couple hours away. I will say that over the weekend, this past weekend for me, I did my first ever hour-long ride on the Peloton, which I honestly don't know if I was ready for, but decided to jump in. Figured there wasn't a valid reason not to. And set just really easy goals for myself based on past performance through my typical 30-minute rides. I thought 300 output would be good. I thought 12 miles. I can usually get about 8 in a 30, so let's see if we can get, just 4 more. Um, and just try to keep it the low end of what they're doing. So if it was a Cody Rigsby ride, because Cody Rigsby's awesome. But basically trying to keep up, if they're 35 to 50, let's try to be at 35. If he's pushing 50 to 70, we can stick with 50. We don't have to push hard. And I was able to get through the ride. I actually did a 5-minute warm up, a 5-minute cool down, and then the 60-minute ride in between. Did crack 80 on the resistance just because we were getting close to the end, and really wanted to push myself. Really wanted to see if I could get there. So crushed the output goal. I had like 370 something. Ended up doing over 15 miles in that ride alone, over 17 between the 3. So yeah, it really felt good to get a 60-minute ride under the belt. Not something I'm going to do daily by any stretch of the imagination, but hopefully something I can incorporate into a weekend. Maybe every weekend or every other weekend, getting a 60-minute ride in. At least maybe a 45 in every weekend, and then maybe 60 every other. And then kind of stick to 30 during the work week. I did a 40 last week too, since the last recording session. And I thought that, or a 45, and I thought that was going to be a good kind of push. No, it was a 40. I did do a 5-minute warm up, a 20, and a 5. I think is how I did that. So a lot of Pelotoning over the last week, and hopefully a lot more to come. Really trying to get better about being consistent on it. So if you you are interested, if you are a Peloton user yourself, Tour de Mendon, TourDemendon. Kind of a spoof on my uncle's name. He used his town. I will not use his for his own privacy unless he wants me to. But yeah, spoofed it a little bit and did Tour de Mendon. Um, yeah, really enjoying the getting more into it. The wife is getting more into the Peloton. She's been riding um, several times a week. Was going daily for a while. I think she's kind of moving to it every other day or so, just to build the habit. Not push yourself too hard. Kind of fun to see. And we're done it at least once now where we've picked a ride, like a 10 minute, and just had like a little friendly. One ride's first, the other ride's second, and then compare stats and go from there. So just trying to keep some streaks going and have some fun with it. With a 12-week streak when I ride tonight, it should bump us to 13 straight weeks. So it's only Tuesday. I did the 60-minute ride on Friday night. Worked commencement Saturday, babysat Saturday. Uh, had some tech issues over the weekend, as I said, trying to get Friday's episode. Well, Friday, trying to get that up. So didn't really get a chance to really try to fix that till Sunday. Didn't get the episode edited fully up until yesterday when things were finally going well, but it is what it is. But yeah, taking a couple days off from the um, Peloton just to let the legs heal a little bit after pushing myself hard last week on it. So won't push hard this week, but we'll do some good rides. Like I said, a 30-minute tonight. I've got, I think, a 30-minute scheduled for maybe Thursday, one for Friday. So looking over at the Peloton, which is across the room, as if it will tell me magically what I have. That's okay. Nice to have a fighting type move for Weavile. Arcanines would be quite effective. That's okay. We have a very overpowered Broticon, who's much higher level. We don't believe in level caps here. Whoops, I went the wrong way. Um, so, at least not in this series, we aren't. Maybe in future series we will. And if you're still unsure, or this is the first episode you're checking out, thanks for checking us out. I do recommend you go back and watch the entire series. Um, but just a quick refresher, even if you do know, this is gift only. So eventually we still have Dratini and Tyro coming eventually. But we can't catch Pokemon in this series. Only if they're given to us. And we earlier in this episode picked up a claw fossil. If you think a fossil counts, it's a randomized item. Let me know, and I'll revive them when we get over to Peter. If you don't, that's fine too. My gut's telling me they don't, but if you all want to see it, comment down below. Hashtag fossil. Where do we go? Use like hashtag gift fossil. There we go. If you think the fossil is a gift, hashtag gift fossil. And if that's the case, then we'll revive it. If you don't, then don't hashtag anything. Maybe hashtag not fossil. Not gift fossil? Yeah. Gift fossil if you do, not gift fossil if you don't. That's easy enough. And we're a long way from Pewter anyway. We've still got 3 gyms here, 4 gyms, all the rocket stuff, all the Lake of Rage stuff. We have talked about this. We have a Master Ball. If we run into a full out shiny, we will throw the Master Ball at the shiny. We are not counting what is typically Gyarados as a full out shiny because that is guaranteed. So when we get to Lake of Rage, we will not be throwing a Master Ball at the red Gyarados, whatever that ends up being. Um, if we're in the Lake of Rage and we're surfing to the red Gyarados and our encounter is shiny, awesome. We'll throw one then. Or throw it then, I should say. We're not anticipating finding a full out shiny. We found a full out shiny in the Heart Gold series. Spoiler alerts, it was a Meowth. We didn't really use the Meowth. Well, we never touched the Meowth. Meowth just stayed in the box the whole time. So there is that. I recently started, I can't say playing Pokemon Go because I don't try too hard, but pulling up the app at least once a day and trying to catch a Pokemon once a day. And caught a shiny. I don't remember what the shiny was. It's not a shiny that I would use, but caught my first ever shiny in Pokemon Go about a week ago, which is kind of cool. Like I said, I don't usually haven't been a big Pokemon Go player, so to have that kind of welcome me back into the Pokemon Go fold was very nice of the app. So I've got my phone right here. I'm gonna see if I can find it quickly without having to search too much. Let's see. I am also playing the game here. If I go to my recent, that would probably make the most sense, right? Since it wasn't all that long ago. It's recent. Well, Drizzle's only going to power us up. So maybe just Water Gun and save some of our. I feel like I had to have gone by it at this point, but maybe it was 2 weeks ago. Oh, yeah, Bunnelby. It's a Bunnelby. So, can we show the camera? Yeah, not necessarily something I'm going to be using a ton of, but still really cool to catch a shiny. Any shiny is good shiny, right? Even the bad shinies, and you know the bad shinies, the shinies that don't look like they're anything different, Meowth, the Garchomp line, many others. Yeah, it was really exciting to find. I was able to over the weekend. Just like to keep y'all updated on this. Why not? Pokemon related. Um, Catch the Terra Chestnut in, well, Violet specifically for me, but so good to have Chestnut now in the game. I was thinking the other day it would be looking forward to the time that they bring specifically Rillaboom in because I loved Rillaboom in Gen 8. And I had this discussion with a friend actually yesterday. We were talking about favorite grass type Pokemon. And for me, grass type starters specifically. We were talking about favorite starters. Grass, favorite grass, favorite fire, favorite water. And I I honestly think that Rillaboom has jumped to my number one spot. And I know that's a hot take. Um, and I'd like to point out that, again, I've been playing Pokemon since the beginning. I didn't own any of Gen 1 games when they first came out. But I am in some ways a Gen 1er, but not one of those Gen 1ers. So for me to say Rillaboom is arguably my favorite grass starter, I think there's some thought put into that. It's not just me kind of throwing out some random gotchas or whatever. I will say too that it wasn't like Bulbasaur it was Rowlet before. I still love Rowlet in both normal Rowlet and I love London Arceus Rowlet. So Hisuian, that's what I was trying to think of. Hisuian Rowlet. So, um, but yeah, back to the point. I would love to see Rillaboom in the game because I love the way. I think Grookey's adorable. Thwacky's not bad. Middle evolutions are sometimes the weaker of the three, right? But I have nothing against Thwacky. And then I think Rillaboom just looks so cool. Just has like a great concept, a great look, like the muscly buff gorilla with the drum set. And yeah, all for it. Can't wait for it to be in Scarlet and Violet. We're fighting another one of my all-time favorite grass types. Easily top. Well, I was gonna say top five, top 10 at least. I'd have to really rank my all grass types, but I love Celebi. Would love to have a Celebi. I don't think we can get one in this game the way that we're doing it. If only it would have probably have had to have been a starter for us to have ever had a shot. I know you can get one of the in the regular playthrough of Heart Gold Soul Silver. You can get a Gen 1 starter, but I think it's after you've beaten Red. So that won't help us. If it's after the 8 gyms, I'll have to double check. If it's after just doing the 8 gyms in Johto and maybe even beating the Elite Four a second time, we can do that and then go get the starter. Probably wouldn't be very useful at that point for us because it's going to be super lower level compared to everything else, but might be at least worth just seeing what it would be. Maybe good thumbnail material, if nothing else. I'm also really glad we got the experience share so early and randomized as we did. It's definitely helping out right now to power up Shecky. And I know we have a heart scale. We can always farm, as the kids might say, some heart scales. Um, but at least one is needed. I totally lost my train of thought for a second there. We need at least one heart scale so that we can. What is the move I'm trying to think of? Ancient power. Goodness gracious. The wife has started cooking dinner, and I can hear some pots and pans moving around downstairs. Uh, it's not what threw off my train of thought. My train of thought was thrown up before. It's now happening. But if she could have started at like 30 seconds, 2 minutes ago, whatever it was, it would help me. I could have used that as an excuse. Um, yeah, it'd be great to have a Mammoth Swine on the team. I love Mammoth Swine. One of the coolest looking Pokemon. One of the coolest looking Pokemon. Just got a request for some wording help with a birthday card. So look down at the phone to see because I still have the phone up from Pokemon Go. That is the fun of being me. I actually do enjoy it, so it sounds sarcastic, but a lot of friends, family members, friends of friends reach out to be like, "Hey, I'm writing. Insert something here. A you know school paper. I'm writing a card. I'm writing an email. I'm writing a cover letter. Whatever they might be working on in their life. Can you edit? Can you take a peek? Can you help with grammar?" Um, I'm always happy to, if I have the time. More often than not, I can make the time, depending on the size of the paper. One of my sisters, texted me yesterday, and she said, "Hey, just FYI, I have a 25-page paper due at the end of the semester." All right, cool. Thanks for the heads up. So we can plan for that. I believe it's like 8 weeks away. So um, it's fun stuff like that. The wife's getting ready to tackle her master's program. And she's already told me like, "Hey, you're gonna read every single paper before maybe every discussion post. Like, I got you." fun. I enjoy doing that kind of stuff. I enjoy reading it. I learn a lot of things because people are writing about stuff that isn't my expertise. So that's fun for me to get to do, to learn stuff. I like to be able to help. It's a skill that I have. It's something I'm good at. So if there's a way to use that for other people, then bully for me, as I think the Brits would say, good for me. And why wouldn't I? If it's something I can help, it's easy. It's not super duper time consuming most of the time. And when they are, it's worth it. I also know that doesn't come naturally for a lot of people, and that's one of the things that comes somewhat naturally for me. I mean, I've done a lot of schooling for it too. I have a bachelor's and a master's in English, so it's not like I just woke up one day and was like, oh, I'm good at English now. I mean, I worked at it too, but I worked at it because I'm passionate about it. One of the reasons I did my master's in English is because I love English. Like I wanted to keep studying it. So, and I'm glad I did because some of my favorite pieces I've ever written have come from workshops and stuff throughout classes. The only couple of scripts I've written, at least so far, have come through either school directly or having met someone through schooling that I was able to do a workshop with. Um, so really appreciate stuff like that and learning. I think we might push ourselves a little over 30 because we're at the 27-ish minute mark. We've only got like 5 more trainers, if that. I think we faced at least one. So I think we're going to try to get all these trainers done, get over there, heal up at the Pokemon Center, however long it takes us, and wrap up the episode there. Obviously, not the gym today, but we can take on 2 gyms probably in the next episode, um, which will be good because not only will we get the gyms, we'll get um, Fly on Danders. So I think that'll be a good kind of maybe go over a little bit on this episode, the 30 minutes, but not by too much, and give us a good, clear episode. Would that be episode 11 for Friday? Especially since our Brodicon is getting higher and higher level. And yes, we're going to take on all the trainers. I could go right to the island now, but um, if we face all the trainers, we get all the experience points. And while Brodicon doesn't necessarily need too many more experience points himself, it will be nice to have at least 2 Pokemon up and around and above level 30, as that gym is usually about level 30. So while we don't have a level cap, we're kind of around what would be a level cap. So there is that. So hopefully get back into that next square over. That's okay. One of the reasons I don't think we're going to find a shiny in this is I don't really see a huge need at the moment because we're such a tight knit team, and we're getting levels the way we are, and we have the experience share. I don't see a need to grind in the. Oh, we won't crunch. Heck yes. Don't see a need to grind in um, the wild. So that kind of eliminates that need a little bit. And wild encounters are how you get shinies. 8,000 something encounters. In the previous episode, we did, or previous series in Gen 4, in the Heart Gold Up series, first ever on the channel, we grinded a lot. a lot. We grind between gyms. We grinded, after a loss. When we lost a Pokemon or 2 or 3. So this one, while I don't foresee us losing anything, you can't rule it out either. We don't have a ton of people to replace with either, so we're gonna stay pretty close level wise anyway. So I think one of the things we're gonna see too is once we get Mamoswine or Piloswine, we're probably going to take the experience share off of Piloswine and put it on someone else. Mostly because at that point, Piloswine's just kind of waiting for maybe to get Earthquake. Maybe I'll look that up between episodes and see when Earthquake is learned. Because it might be quicker as Piloswine than as Mamoswine, and if that's the case, it might make sense to just get Earthquake and then wait. But if it's like 43 or whatever, and so I knew we'd faced one, so we'd faced the one with the most. Did we face this trainer? I did. All right, so I guess we are done with all those. So we're not going to be really over at all. We're going to be over like 45 seconds because it's basically just get here and heal at this point, which is wonderful. Boop. All right. So yes, we will face 2 gyms in the next episode. Hopefully, we are high enough level for both of those. Maybe we'll get G-Tar up there. Maybe we'll grind a little bit. I don't know. But we'll find out on Friday. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, until next time.